everyone, and welcome to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you as we talk some Fort Hays State football with head coach Chris Brown. We're at Horizon Appliance Electronics and Mattress. Jacob Mazzara throws on first down to Harley Hazelett. Hazelett into the clear at the 35, turns the Jets to the 40, breaks a tackle on midfield. Here he goes. 10-5. It is a touchdown on the first play of the game. 6-0.
It's time for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network. Presented by Horizon Appliance and Mattress. The lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and accessories. And most importantly, mattresses. Open 7 days a week at 1501 East 27th in Hays. Horizon Appliance and Mattress. Tiger Talk is also brought to you by these premier Tiger sponsors. Golden Belt Bank of Hays and Ellis, the Hays Med Orthopedic Institute, part of the University of Kansas Health System, the Certified Public Accountants of Adams, Brown, Barron and Ball, BTI, The Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive.
And a good Monday, and welcome into Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th in Hays. We'll be talking some Tiger football with head coach Chris Brown. Obviously a disappointing Saturday. Tigers falling to number 12 Northwest Missouri State, and certainly a thriller of a football game. Highly entertaining from a fan's perspective. Obviously, the coach may have a little bit different perspective on that, but we'll talk about the Bearcat game and then look ahead to the regular season finale, which will be coming up on Saturday from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, as the Tigers take on the Northeastern State Riverhawks. We are again at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, where they have their Black Friday specials going on now. Yeah, you don't have to wait till Black Friday. You can shop and save all month long here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress. They have up to 48 months no interest financing. Everything from mattresses starting at just $99. Mattress with savings up to $600 on select brands. The full kitchen suite starting at $1,999, and that's everything. The washer, or excuse me, the microwave, the stove, the fridge. They've got some great deals there, and also the grilling accessories. We've talked about it. We're not in the Traeger section today. We're back in the mattress section, but that Traeger, they've got a lot of different Traeger grills, all shapes, all sizes, whatever your needs may be, all of the accessories. They've got one of the largest selections of seasonings and rubs in the area, and of course all of the wood pellets to get you by. We always put the turkey on the Traeger, so get those wood pellets and make your plans for that. You can find it all here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hays. We now bring in the coach of the Fort Hays State Tigers, Chris Brown, and how you doing? I mean, that was a heck of a game. Unfortunately, when you come up on the short end of one of those, it kind of kicks you in the gut a little bit. It takes a little while to recover.
It does, and we're still recovering, but just something we got to work through as coaches, as football players, and then just as men. We're going to have those ups and downs in life, and we just got to work through them and fight through them and try to find the positives and the things that you can, and you got to look at the negatives so your team gets better as well. And I thought our kids played hard. They played physical. They kept battling. They kept fighting. I mean, it was a tremendous football game. It was a fun football game to coach as well. Just two teams really, getting after and competing, for 4 quarters, and we just came up on the short end of it.
It's kind of interesting. I think it was Dustin sent me a text later in the evening on Saturday, and I'm sure like you, everybody's kind of bummed out a little bit. One, the exhilaration of that was a fun football game, and I don't care what division, what level of football you are at, and where you played in the country. I know LSU and Alabama had a pretty good football game in Tuscaloosa, but the excitement, the energy, and all of that couldn't have been any better than what you had at Lewis Field in Hays. It was a phenomenal atmosphere, great crowd, and just a back-and-forth game, and 2 heavyweights, and you kind of become to expect that. It's 30 straight years now. Fort Hays State and Northwest Missouri State has had 3 of the best games you could ever ask for. Lots of drama, lots of turning points, and Tigers won the first 2, didn't win this one, but it had everything you wanted a game.
It did. And a tremendous atmosphere. I mean, the fans were awesome. They were loud. There was a lot of excitement. It was we love the support. I mean, and we really, really appreciate the fans coming out and supporting, the Tigers. But it was a heck of a football game, and there was two teams and it was a playoff game is what it truly was, and you could see that by the play of both teams on, offensively, defensively, and on special teams. So, you all you wish is you could have won that game, but it was a fun atmosphere, it was a fun experience, and we're going to take a lot away from that game, but it kind of shows that we are competing. My first year here, Northwest beat us 70 to I think 14 or 17, and now we're actually beating them and competing with them on a regular basis. So it just kind of shows the steps we've made in this program, and all the credit goes to our kids and our coaches. Though they've done a good job of putting in a great offensive system, great defensive system, great special teams system as well, and recruiting the right kids. And our kids work hard, continuously in the weight room, in the summers and in the classroom. And it shows on the field when they get out there that they're competing and they're trying to win, trying to do everything right to win ball games.
Yeah, it's like kind of getting back to Dustin's sense of tags later in the evening about, not that long ago, 4 days would go into games against Northwest, and you're hoping, man, if everything goes well, catch a few breaks, maybe they don't play their best. If we can keep it within 30, make it a game, make it somewhat competitive, that was a good day. And now you're disappointed, and obviously so, when you lose a double overtime thriller that could have gone either way. Just shows how far this program has come. And obviously there's still more steps to go. You're not where you want to be yet, but how far the program has come and the expectations for the program that have followed suit. I think if you're a coach and you're a player, you want those expectations to where if you lose a double overtime game to Northwest, you are hurt and crushed and disappointed because you felt that's a game you should have won.
It is, and that's where expectations are right now. We expect to win the conference year in and year out. I mean, that's what I want out of our kids, and we're getting close. We are very, very close to that. I mean, we won it 2 years in a row, and it's hard to win it 3 years in a row, but it's just like Northwest. We had them down 17-0, but being a championship team like they have been all these years, they find a way to come back and get themselves back into that ball game, take the lead, and then end up winning it in double overtime. And that's where we need to get to as a program as well. Is it doesn't matter what the situation is, we're going to make the plays that we need to make to win that game. And you look back on it, there's about 4 or 5 plays in that game. If we take those away, we win it. And, that's something our kids got to learn from.
Maybe win it handily because you had a chance to do that. And that's one thing about this group. It seems like they have maybe struggled handling success in the sense you've had a few games. Central Missouri game 1 of the year, you had a nice early lead and couldn't get on for whatever reason, whether it's letting off the gas, relaxing. But it seems like when this team has had big leads, especially early on in games, it's been a struggle to maintain that same intensity.
It is, and I don't know what it is. I mean, our play calling hasn't changed. It's just kids losing focus and not doing their job, not doing their assignment to their full potential. And Central Missouri was a perfect one. We had them, we're up by 14 points. We give up, a fake punt with, 3 guys didn't do their job, get a first down, and all of a sudden Bowles goes off, and we give up a couple big plays, and they take the lead and win that game on us. And then West, we didn't show up. Still had the hangover from getting beat by Central Missouri, and ended up losing that game because we just didn't play hard and didn't do our job, do our assignments, and then made some stupid mistakes as well. And then this game too, we get up early, then we start making dumb penalty or having stupid penalties, turn the ball over, giving up big plays, and we got to find ways to finish things, stay focused, stay locked in, and that's just growth and maturity, and we got to grow and mature.
Well, the Tigers was a heck of a fight. We'll recap the game. We'll look ahead to the Riverhawks at Northeastern State as we move along here on Tiger Talk, but it was certainly a thriller of a game on Saturday. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, where you'll find the lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, of course, all the mattresses. We're back in the mattress section today. It's at 1501 East 27th and Hayes, Horizon Appliance and Mattress. We will take a break. More to come on Tiger Talk here along the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wurtenberger Construction.
I'm Patty Stoll, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. We want your dreams to become a reality. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty prides itself in putting you first.
Toss to Hazlett, coming near side of the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Is he in? What's the call? Touchdown! Fort Hays State! 9-yard touchdown run for welcome back to Tiger Talk. We're at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hayes, where they have their Black Friday sale going on now all month long here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress. From the mattresses, and they've got a lot to choose from, starting at $99, get up to $600 off. The full kitchen suites, they got deals starting at $19.99, and of course the full line of Traeger grills and all of the accessories. That's the best part. They have all the accessories for the Traeger, as well as the wood pellets and the spices and rubs. You won't find any better selection at Horizon Appliance and a Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hayes. We kind of talked last week about Senior Day, and you never know how teams are going to respond. Yours obviously responded well. 17-0 lead, 10-0 after the quarter. We heard that touchdown. Had to settle for the field goal on the opening drive, but then you came back and got a touchdown. I think you had 2 3-and-outs defensively in Northwest's first 3 possessions. Obviously, they channeled that energy of Senior Day in well and got you off to that great start.
You did. I mean, that's a tremendous start by our guys. You know, a great group of seniors. I mean, there's 17 of them, and you know, I'm gonna miss those guys very much. They've been so much, you know, done so much for this program, and just, you know, the work ethic, believing in what we do as coaching staff, and believing in the program, and you know, our philosophies, and you know, really buying into everything. And I mean, it's a great group. You know, great leadership. They worked hard. They've won a lot of ball games, and hopefully we go win this last one next week or this week. But you know, I'm proud of those guys. But we did. We came out fast. We played hard. You know, on both sides of the ball. But again, we got to keep rolling, and that's something that this group hasn't done so far.
How hard are Senior Days for you? I mean, obviously you're out there, you're seeing the family, giving the players a hug. Imagine it's got to be a little bit difficult.
It's hard, you know. Those guys have been part of your life for 5 years now, you know, and they become your own kids, and you know, I treat them like they're my own kids. I don't know if that's good or bad for them, but you know, I do love them, I do respect them, and I try to raise them right. And you know, if they need discipline, I give it to them. But it's just trying to grow them up to continue to be great young men and do something, you know, in this world, and do something great. You know, hopefully become, you know, great husbands and great fathers, and have a great job, and can live a good life. And that's my goal for them.
Well, you got off to the great start. In fact, you held Northwest to 31 yards in the first quarter, you outgaining them 115-31. We heard the highlight of Harley getting the run. Manny Ramsey had a big 32-yard catch before that. Your guys were locked in, and boy, things are clicking on the offensive side. You had a lot of things dialed up, and it all worked well.
It did. It really did. You know, that first quarter, everything was clicking on all cylinders. Guys were doing exactly what they were supposed to do. Did a good job up front blocking. I mean, I thought we were able to establish the run game just a little bit in that first quarter. They didn't get to our quarterback, you know, very often as well, and you know, that says a lot about our team. And you know, they were clicking on all cylinders. We just got to continue doing that. Then the second quarter rolls around and it all breaks loose, you know. And it's that 4th and 1. You know, I just keep going back to that 4th and 1, but you know, we're up 17-0, and then I get a little greedy and try to get a first down, try to go score some more points, or do we punt it and try to pin him deep? And you know, I wanted to get a first down and hopefully go score again and try to put this game out of reach. And but you know, we didn't get it, and all the momentum went their way.
A couple key points in that game. That 4th and 1 was obviously one of them, and you tried to run it up the middle, and that was a struggle all day long, and I'm sure you guys as coaches, you second guess yourself and go through and you know, was that the right play call? Was it not the right play call? Could have we done different? I know you evaluate all of that, but sure you felt at the time that was going to be enough to get it done. But these guys, man, they're hard to run the ball against, and did better Saturday than you had the year before. And but it's just tough sledding against these guys.
It was, and it was just, you know, we didn't get any movement, you know, whatsoever, you know, and that's a play we've practiced, you know, all year long, and you know, we really worked it against, you know, our scout team, you know, it's for Northwest, and we thought it was going to be there. We knew it was going to be there, and one guy kind of slipped through, so the back didn't get to the right side of the ball where he was supposed to be, and had to cut it back, and there was nowhere to run. So it's just, I mean, we didn't get any movement at all. They stoned us at the line of scrimmage, and you know, it's a yard, and you know,
really 2/3 of a yard,
yeah,
really.
And when your players tell you, "Let's go for it, let's get this," you know, I expect them to go get it.
Well, didn't quite get it done there, and that was a key point. I thought also another key turning point, even after you don't get it, they go down and score. It's still 17-7. they stop you, you get the muff punt, and then you give an interception, give them right back. If you score there and you go back up, even if it's a field goal, to go up 20-7 or a touchdown 24-7, you kind of feel you've righted that ship, you've overcome that unsuccessful fourth down try, and you're in a good spot again. But those 2 points in that second quarter were kind of the key points of the game, which turned it in favor of Northwest.
It was huge, and it was. And, we can't let the momentum swing that much. I mean, it was one play we didn't give it. Didn't get the first down. We can't give up a big play to give them a short, easy chance to get a touchdown, in which they did. And then, we get the ball back after we punt, hits one of their kids, and we can't throw an interception there. We got to be smart, throw the ball away, and make things happen. But there's not one person to blame in that loss. When you look at it, there's a lot of guys that didn't make a lot of plays, and there's a lot of guys that made a lot of plays as well. And it's not one person. It's a team loss, and as coaches and as players, we lost that game together, and and we'll win many more games as well, together as well. But you can't pinpoint one thing on one person of why we lost that game. There's a number of things that cost us.
Chance goes 30 for 54, new career high for him for completions and attempts. The 2 picks, the 1 touchdown, 342 yards. Came out firing. Obviously, he had those interceptions in there, kind of obviously slanted things a little bit. Then I thought he kind of got back on track, and he engineered a drive to get you in a couple of scores in the fourth quarter when you're down by 6 points. And he's going up against a pretty good defense. I think he's thrown 12 picks in his career, and 5 of them now by Northwest, and I think you got to give them credit. Receivers had a harder time in this game getting separation. I know they grab a lot. They grab an awful lot, and it's kind of like a team that full court presses in basketball. They foul you all the time. They're not going to call a foul every possession. They could, and that made it some of the challenges as well. But Chance, even though it's kind of up and down within the game, thought he still played a pretty good game.
He did. He did have a good game. All but probably 2 or 3 throws. It's really all about those he really had, and then 2 or 3 bad decisions that he made. But he's a tremendous football player, and again, it was difficult on our receivers as much as they do collision and grab is what I call it, or restrict, and not let you get where you need to be, or throwing you to the ground, or whatever it might be, and not getting called. There's some things in there that you go back and watch film going, man, that's. But I can't blame it on the officials. We still got to go make some plays and make things happen, and they're calling it both ways. For us as well, because there's a few of ours that I thought could have been pass interference as well that didn't get called too. So, they called it fairly, and we just got to rebound from those things and make things happen. I understand it's going to be a hard-fought game, and you're going to have to, break through some of those things, and that's something our guys have got to learn. And we did at times, and at times we didn't. But they are a good defense, and they adjust to things very, very quickly. And they give you more looks than what it really looks like that they're doing, whether it's man, whether it's zone, whether it's trading guys off in coverage or whatever it might be. There's so many different looks they do give you that it's hard to tell exactly what they're doing. But they adjust very, very well defensively.
Well, I thought when that after they got down 17-0, they went the up tempo. I thought that it kind of didn't give you a chance to get your defensive sets in and get comfortable with them. And then they got a couple of big plays. The quarterback scrambles for the 1, and then the pass play. Those 2 big plays kind of changed that momentum around, and then it was obviously game on from that point.
It is, in a team like Northwest, they're going to find ways to win ball games. They're going to have some big plays, but we got to make sure we minimize those. And I thought, they had 2 key or maybe even 3 key, big play opportunities in there that they made things happen and got points and got themselves back in the ball game. And that's something we got to eliminate, understand our job, understand our assignment, and just guys making the play. And we just didn't make the play.
Well, the Tigers come up short on Saturday in 2 overtimes. We'll talk more about the game, preview this Saturday's game, final game of the regular season, as they take on the Riverhawks at Northeastern State in Tahlequah. We will take another break. We are at Horizon Appliance in Mattress, where their Black Friday sale is going on now. In fact, it's going on throughout the month, up to 48 months, no interest financing. Mattresses starting at $99, mattresses with savings up to $600. We are in the mattress section now. There is a lot to choose from. Full size, queen size, king size. They've got you covered, so stop there. Of course, the full kitchen suites on sale starting at $19.99. But they've got the microwaves. They've got everything you need for your kitchen. The small appliances, and of course, all of the Traeger grills and Traeger grill accessories you could ever need right here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hayes. We'll take a break. More to come on Tiger Talk here on the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wurtenberger Construction.
Why wait till Black Friday when you can shop and save all month at Horizon Appliance and Mattress and receive up to 48 months no interest financing? There's mattresses starting at $99 and mattresses with savings up to $600. Plus, full kitchen suites starting at $19.99. Lots of grilling accessories and one of the largest selections of seasonings in the area. Hurry in now to Horizon, the appliance and mattress store for you in Hayes.
Here's a toss to Hazlett. He's going to throw downfield for Ramsey. Touchdown! Ford Hayes State, the former Abilene quarterback, throws a touchdown pass, and the Tigers lead 16-0. Manny Ramsey wide open in the back of the end zone, and the Tigers going deep in the playbook today against the Bearcats. Yeah, that was early on in that second quarter. That made it 17-0 after the extra point. That came after a Northwest fumble. And Harley was a quarterback in high school, and he shows a heck of a throw. And obviously kind of got Northwest creeping in the backfield. It just shows you the attention a guy like Harley Hazlett draws, because they had to be concerned about him running the football. He did a good job against them a year ago, and they kind of forgot about Manny, and he was wide open, and Harley put it on the spot, and that was obviously a big play on Saturday to give you that early lead.
It was a huge play, and people know where he's at. And you better, because he's going to make a lot of things happen. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he can catch the ball. I mean, he can do it all, and he's a tremendous athlete, and he's been a great asset to this team. And I'm so glad he's on our side. He's going to be missed tremendously because of all the things he's really done here, but. That kid can play some football now, and that, we set that play up with the very first touchdown with him. A little toss play, and he got to the end zone and scored and was physical getting to the end zone too. And then, they attacked him again on the second one, and then he threw it to Manny, and something we set up, and we know he can throw the ball because he did it in high school as well. So you got to use him to your advantage. And that's what we try to do, is get Harley the ball.
Yeah, he had 7 catches. It didn't feel like it. It's felt like the last 3 or 4 games he hasn't been, and effective's not the right word, but as big a part of the passing game. And I think it all goes with the defenses. I mean, obviously they are doing things defensively to limit what he does. But then you look, 7 catches, 86, but he runs for a score, he throws for a score. He's one of those rare players that even if he's maybe not catching a lot of passes or whatever the case may be, he's affecting the game. And it seems like good teams always have a player like that. They're hard to come by, but can affect it in so many areas, and that's what he does. And then you look up, he still has 7 catches in 86 yards, but he affects the game in everything he does.
Yeah, he does. And his presence on the field gets somebody else open, and gives it an opportunity for the guys to make plays. And when he gets his number called, and he's going to make a play as well. So and the catches he had and the yards that he had were all tough. I mean, they were tough catches, tough yards to get, and but his presence there, it really opens up our game plan for the guys as well. And when those other guys' names are called, they got to go make the plays, and they've done that so far.
Well, I think it's no surprise, and it is a correlation. A guy like Manny Ramsey has really elevated. He had 7 catches, 115 yards, another 100-yard receiving game for him. And while Harley, maybe he hasn't putting up the astronomical numbers here the last few weeks because of what defenses are doing, there's a guy like Manny Ramsey now is the recipient of that. So even though Harley maybe isn't getting 10, 12 catches a game, there's Manny Ramsey having a big game, and it's because of all the attention that goes in. And it's maybe his Lane one week, it's Manny one week, whoever the case may be, they are the recipients of what the attention Harley draws.
Yeah, they are. And, you saw Northwest. They had a guy on, and then they had a guy over the top of him as well, to make sure that he wasn't going to make the plays, but it does open up for those other guys. And, one week it was Beebs, and the next week it was Manny, and Manny's really had a really good, last 2 weeks, just because of all the attention Harley's gotten. But, and then, Matt had a good game too. It was some receptions, and, Beebs had a really good game this week too. And, it's just, it all comes around, but when we need you, those guys have stepped up and made some plays for us, and, Harley's a big reason for that.
Well, you were down 19-17 at halftime. You got the football to start the third quarter and put together a nice 8-play drive. Had to settle for the field goal after moving it down to the 16-yard line, but you grabbed the lead, and then they came back with a 9-play drive and scored, and the scramble by the quarterback right. And he maybe doesn't throw it as well as some of the other Northwest quarterbacks, but he is as good with his feet. We saw that a couple of times. I don't know if that was a design run, but obviously that was a big play in that third quarter, got them down to where they could get that touchdown.
That was huge. It was like a 48, 49-yard run, and you know, that was a huge play for them because, I mean, when we get a stop there and get the ball back, heck, we might be able to go down and score again. But, you know, he is good with his feet, and he throws it well enough, you know, just to keep everybody honest. And, you know, previous weeks, you know, before us, he struggled a little bit throwing the ball. But, you know, in this game, maybe he wasn't greatest, but he still did enough to you know, keep us off balance, you know, defensively, and made the plays he needed to make. And you know, he had an excellent game. He really, truly did.
Well, they go up 26-20. Then it becomes kind of what we thought it might be. The two best defenses as far as fewest points allowed in the MIAA. They were 1 and you were 2, all right, about 20 points or less per game. And then it kind of turned into that. You really saw both defenses come up, both making some big-time plays throughout the rest of that third quarter and really for most of the rest of the game.
Yeah, you did. You know, both defenses were getting after it, making things happen, and getting stops and making teams punt, you know, and things like that. So but that's the kind of game it is. You know, it's a hard-fought game, and it's hard to score points in those kind of games. But both teams were scoring some points, but the defensive guys were still, you know, stopping you, getting some 3-and-outs and getting the ball back to each other. So it was fun. It was fun, but I just wish we would have came on the other end of it.
Well, you're down 26-20. They have the ball late third, early fourth, and you force a 3-and-out, force them to punt, and then you come back and get a field goal, and that was early on. And boy, you go back and look at that. Unfortunately, if Chance just goes through another progression, he's got Hunter Budke wide open for a possible go-ahead touchdown, but you still managed to get the points, get you back to within 3, and the way defense was playing, you felt you had a chance to hopefully get a couple stops and get a chance to tie it or maybe take the lead as that fourth quarter went along.
Yeah, he did. You know, the corner got hurt, and I mean, that was a bad injury.
Terrible.
And praying for that young man, you know, still to this day. And, you know, he was a great kid, hard-working, good size, good length. I mean, the kid he looked like an NFL corner, you know. But, you know, I hated it for him. And, you know, we try to go for, you know, try to beat the new corner coming in. But, yeah, if he just takes a little bit more progression and you see Bucky wide open because they rolled away, you know, they rolled down and there was no safety there help at all. And, yeah, if we get that one, it's 27-26, and, you know, we got a chance to win it.
They bring in and I think a lot of people, well, did you go after the new guy? But the new guy they brought in had played. I mean, he's in their rotation, so it's not like they brought in a player who hasn't played much. I mean, he's a backup safety, he's a backup corner, and he probably played half the snaps. So it wasn't like you're going against some inexperienced player in that situation. So they had a pretty good player there. But you get it to within 3. I thought another key point, you get the interception. Jordan Starks, what a great pickoff by him. But you're pinned deep, and you had a safety earlier in the game when this similar situation happened. But the 72-yard punt by Benjamin Donald, that was huge. And he had a couple of punts Saturday that kind of flipped the field, but kind of lost in that. They had a chance to get the ball probably near midfield, and who knows, go in to make it insurmountable. But that pinned them back deep, and that allowed your defense to keep doing what they were doing. But that was a huge play by your young freshman punter.
Huge. I mean, and we've been needing that from him all year. And then when we needed him, you know, he finally came out and did it, and that was a tremendous kick. Got the roll as well. And his punts, when they come off his foot, they're hard to catch.
Yeah, they kind of have a side spin on them, don't they?
It is a weird spin. I mean, that thing floats.
Is that Australian thing because of the hemisphere different
I think
down there?
it's like trying to hit a knuckleball or something, you know, is what it is. It's what it's like. But it's crazy how that ball flies in the air. Sometimes it's end over end. Sometimes it's just kind of wobbling. It moves really weird. And, you know, we needed something done at that time. And, you know, he got it done. And then our defense did a good job of getting stopped.
Well, you get the stop, and then you get the ball. Took you a couple of possessions. You eventually get the game-tying field goal, and it goes to overtime. We'll take a break. We'll talk about the end of the game. We'll talk about the overtime. And, of course, we'll look ahead to Northeastern State as we continue to move along here on Tiger Talk. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th. They have their Black Friday specials on now throughout the month at Horizon Appliance and Mattress. We'll take another break. More on Tiger Talk right here along the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wurtenberger Construction.
Ready to discover something new? The next time you're in your car, tune your radio to 94.3 FM.
It's here.
It's Hayes' greatest hits.
Love it.
On 1400 KAYS and 94.3 FM. Do you believe in love? Glory days. Wherever
94.3 FM, KAYS. Go ahead, check us out.
Dante lines it up with his right hand, now takes his 3 steps to the left. This to force overtime at Lewis Field. Snap is low, the hold down, the kick is up. It's got enough distance. Will it get through? It is good! It's good! He hit it! 56 yards! A career long for Dante Brown! And we go to overtime! 26-26! Happy Senior Day, Dante Brown! Oh my goodness, what a kick! Wow! Yeah, he's had some big ones in his Tiger career. I think that one he will remember for the rest of his life. That forced the overtime Saturday, and Fort Hays State and Northwest Missouri State taking this rivalry to a new level. And unfortunately for the Tigers, they come up a little bit short. Welcome back to Tiger Talk from Horizon Appliance and Mattress, where you'll find the best deals on mattresses, kitchen appliances, both big and small, as well as the Traeger grills and all of the accessories here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hays. Gerard Wellbrock, head football coach Chris Brown, talking about the Tigers' heartbreaking loss to Northwest Missouri State Saturday. We'll preview this Saturday's game with the Riverhawks of Northeastern State a little bit later. But, yeah, what a big kick. And some big plays. I mean, you got the ball back and kind of lost in there. You had a big third down catch in that was 3rd down and 10, I think. And Dandre Reed had a huge catch to keep that drive alive. And then Bieberly caught one and got you in field goal range, and some plays leading up to that gave you at least a chance to get yourself a field goal to force overtime.
It was, and there wasn't much time. We only had one timeout left as well, and we needed some guys to step up and make some plays, and they did. Chance made some good throws as well. Dandre had a great catch. Bieberly had a great catch. There's still one play in there that you go back and look at it. If 98 doesn't tip the ball,
Harley's open.
He's wide open. The
Probably
safety falls down. It's a touchdown. And there's probably only 30 seconds left on the clock, and we got a good chance to win that ball game. But 98's a big kid. I mean, he's tall, he's long, he's got long arms, and he got his hand on it. But I wish we could get that one back, and we get that one. Harley scores for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And that had been kind of fitting because Harley had big plays each of the last 2 games against Northwest Missouri State. And part of what made that field goal more remarkable, you get the penalty before, or the sack. I mean, it's the one thing you're thinking, don't get a penalty, don't get a sack, and they get a sack. And so it forces a 56-yarder, which probably would have been about a 47-yarder instead, making it even more dramatic. They called a couple of timeouts to ice him, which I don't know if that helped or hurt. Obviously, it didn't affect him too much, but we've seen the leg of Dante Brown. He had a 51-yarder in your opener against Central Missouri, which would have gone maybe for 60. But with the game on the line, like it was, for him to come through, the snap was a pretty good one, a little bit low. Jay gets it down, but what can you say? I mean, it was a big time play. That's
Dante. He's got the leg and he's got the accuracy, and the funny thing is in practice he misses everything. Yeah. Like, come on, lock in, focus, and he just misses them. I mean, against Lincoln, I mean, how many balls did he kick out of bounds? But when you need him in a crunch situation, the kid's going to step up and get the job done. That's that's a hard situation to come into. Big game. I'm trying to send it to overtime, and he knocks it right through. And I'm so proud of that kid.
He's obviously Canadian, so and has punted. I mean, he was your punter up until this year. He'll have a great chance to play in the CFL just because they need. I know there's a stipulation how many Canadians are on rosters, but you would think a guy like that would get a look at the next level in the NFL. I know kicking's funny, and I know of all the positions, it seems like that's the goofy one. You don't understand a rhyme or reason why a player is looked at or not looked at. Like Greg Zuerlein, hardly anybody looked at, and he's one of the best in the NFL. But I would think Dante would at least get a look by some teams because of the intangibles and the big kicks he's made.
Yeah, you would think so, and it is a weird position because guys bounce around so much, or maybe he's there for 30 years. It's just all depends on I guess the coach and the team and their needs. And heck, we still got a good one that's here in Hays still that's just kind of sitting around and trying to make it into a camp as well as Brandon Brown. But you would think Dante would at least get into a camp and get a look and get a shot because he does have a tremendous leg. He's got great accuracy, and I think he holds all the records here at Fort Hays with forward kicking and all that. So you'd hope that kid would at least get a shot because he does have the talent and strength to do it.
Well, that forced overtime, and then obviously in collegiate football, untimed downs, you get at the 25. you win the toss and defer it. They score first. I guess it's a rub if it doesn't get called. It's a pick when it does. But they get a touchdown, and then obviously the pressure's on. And DeAndre, I've watched it multiple times. I still don't know how the ball was not either tipped or intercepted or how he caught it. I mean, that's just off the turf. And all of a sudden, DeAndre comes out of the pack to get you the tying touchdown.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. And going back to that one play with that Starks was manned up on, you know, people call it a pick, call it a rub, but it was just a great job by their wide receiver.
Yeah, it wasn't as egregious looking at the video as you thought it was live.
He did exactly what he needed to do. He got to a spot, curled up, and, you know, Starks ran right into him, and, you know, it was good. It was a good call, and it was set up perfectly, and then the receiver did exactly what he was supposed to do, because in most cases that gets called, but it doesn't. But then DeAndre's catch. Yeah, there's no way. I was like, how did that ball get through there? Did he catch it off the turf? I mean, that's a hard ball to catch, too, and he goes in the end zone and scores.
And he's a guy who's really come on strong. It's his senior year, and you get those junior college players. It seems like it takes a year, and it took him a year, and then with the depth at receiver. But he's kind of emerged here the last 3 or 4 games and become another threat for you guys.
He really has, and I wish I could go back last year and just could have redshirted him, you know, that way we could get him for another year, because, you know, he deserves it. It just takes some time. You know, you go to junior college and learn one system, and you come here and you got to learn another, and it takes you, you know, a year and a half to really truly pick up, you know, what's going on offensively or defensively. And those kids you really don't see the true kid until his senior year or halfway through his senior year. And now you're seeing the DeAndre Reed that we expected, and you know, he's making the plays we need him to make. I just wish we could have got that done earlier.
Yeah, well, he gets the touchdown. Now you have the ball first, and I mean, obviously a tough way for you to not score. 3rd and 1, you give it to Harley, and he's just doing everything he can. And I think he had stretched it enough for the first down, but obviously if you're near the goal line, that play works, because once it crosses the plane, it's a dead ball. But when you're in the field of play, they can knock it free. Good play by the Bearcats to do that, and you feel bad. You can see the emotion of Harley spilling out after that play, because he's meant so much. He's made so many big plays, made so many big plays in the game, and for that to happen to him when he's just doing everything he can to try to get a first down and extend you guys to get a touchdown and try to win that thing.
Yeah, and he was hurting. You know, it's my job as a coach to let him know that, man, that's not your fault. You're just a kid trying to make a play, trying to make things happen. If you don't extend, we don't get the first down. Now we're kicking the field goal anyway. And it's just you trying to make things happen. And I was like, how many games have you won for us? You know, and he's won a lot of ball games for us, and he's made a lot of plays for us as well. So it's not that one play that cost us this game. There's many things that happen in this game that cost us, you know, that game as well. And I know he still takes it to heart. He still puts all the blame on himself, but that's Harley. You know, he wants to be perfect and he wants to be great, and he don't want to be the reason for anything. And but you know, it's not his fault at all.
Well, unfortunately, they get the ball back, they get the field goal, and they get the win. The Bearcats escape 36-33, knocking off the Fort Hays State Tigers. But I think you could see in the congratulations line at the end of the game. Probably wasn't that way 5 years ago, but a lot of mutual respect from both teams, obviously, and the last 3 games have been epic. You'll have a hard time finding any better. And I think just between the two programs, the respect earned by both, and knowing it's going to be a heck of a game and these two teams collide says a lot.
It is. You know, just seeing after the game, you know, talking to Rich Wright as well. You know, he's a good friend of mine, even though except on that day he's
except
not.
In November.
You know, not on that day. You know, every other game I want him to win, but that one game. But you know, we have a really good relationship. We talk about a lot of different things, and you know, I can always bounce ideas off of him, and he bounces ideas off of me as well. And it's always good to have somebody like that, you know, as well. And just our players too. You know, you could even see it during the game. You know, it was a physical game. Guys were getting after one another, but they were still helping each other up and patting each other on the head. But, you know, that's the way the game's supposed to be played. You know, just two teams competing, getting after it, looking for the same goal, and that's to get the win, but still having that respect for one another, you know, during the game and after of, hey, man, this was a battle that was fun, that was exciting, and, you know, you guys are a good football team, and you know, you could hear their kids. They're very respectful, and so are ours.
Well, it was a heck of a game. Unfortunately, the Tigers come up short, but they still have one more to go this regular season. They'll be in Tahlequah on Saturday, taking on the Riverhawks of Northeastern State. We'll talk about that when we return, our final segment of Tiger Talk right after this break, along the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wurtenberger Construction. It's the A Street Liquor Top Tailgate Contest on HaysPost.com. Show your Tiger Tailgate crew flashing the A Street Liquor Tailgate Cup, and you can win. Don't have a cup? Then get to 8th Street Liquor to get your tailgating supplies and get a cup for free. Okay, so you have the cup. Get to the game. Grab your crew, snap a picture, and enter on HaysPost.com. The picture with the most votes wins a prize from A Street Liquor. It's the Top Tailgate Contest on HaysPost.com by A Street Liquor, where the good times and tailgating start.
That was another legend on 99 KZ Country. And yes, before that, we had a brand new artist. Your home for today's stars and the legends. We play real country. I'm Teresa Trapp. Weather, news, sports, it's all here. We're on Facebook, and there is a listen live link at HaysPost.com. Dial us in on your radio at 99.5 FM. KHAZ, real country. 99 KZ Country.
Snap back to Fuller, under pressure, throws across the middle, it's caught! Touchdown! It was almost intercepted! Dandre Reed scores! And the Tigers are an extra point from forcing a second overtime! How is that not intercepted? It went right through the hands of the Bearcat defensive back, and Reed on a 25-yard touchdown catch gets the Tigers within one. Yeah, quite a catch. Went through two defenders right there coming from each side, and Dandre hauled it in. Tigers get the point, the extra point to force the second overtime. Come up short 36-33. You kind of talked about talking to Coach Wright. How much do you talk to other coaches in the conference? I'm sure you got guys you like more than others. But I mean, do you guys communicate a lot during the week throughout the seasons, or is that just kind of game week, or how does that work?
Not when you're actually playing them that week, but possibly, every once in a while, they might call and ask for ideas, or, what did you see, or what were you attacking, or things like that. And sometimes you just let them know. And, I got a good relationship with a lot of coaches in this conference, Craig at Washburn. And,
obviously, yeah.
And Coach Svoboda at Central Missouri. I mean, it's weird how we just kind of all have our little cliques. We all want to win, and we all want to compete and do well, and they're always supportive of you as well. And Coach Wright, I mean, most of the coaches in this conference, even Coach Sam's at Garden City, to me, him and I we're good friends, and we talk about things, and we bounce ideas off each other. I respect him very much, and he's just trying to turn the program around. And after here that we're going to play this week, we've talked quite a bit on the phone as well about changing programs and how I did it here, and just staying true to your philosophy and those things. So you do. I mean, you're always there for each other, and you're going to support one another. You just that 1 week you can't,
Yeah.
And I think every coach knows that. But we're all in this together, and we're all trying to keep our jobs, because to keep our jobs, you got to win. And we're doing everything we can to possibly win and make a difference in these kids' lives.
Well, you mentioned Coach Eckert, obviously a tough challenge for him at Northeastern State. They had been struggling, and the cupboard was pretty bare for him. And I mean, you feel bad. I mean, they've given up some incredible numbers this year, and I guess that becomes a challenge this week. I mean, obviously, your team's heart was tugged at. I mean, this is kind of like you're reaching in and grabbing the heart right out of your chest, losing this game. You still have another to go. The playoffs aren't going to happen, but you want to finish this thing strong, a chance to get to 8 wins. If the senior class can get another win, they'll be tied for the most wins by a senior class in Fort Hays State history. So there's still a lot to play for, but I mean, they're human, too. I mean, you see Northeastern hasn't won a game in now, 22 or 23 straight. They have been blown out in about every game. Human nature to not do what you need to do, but football's a funny game, and if you don't prepare the proper way and have the proper mind frame, it doesn't matter who you're going up against, they can give you a challenge. So I guess that probably becomes your challenge this week, to get past this loss and move on to the task at hand and treat it like you would any other game.
Yeah, it's Monday. We're going to come in today, and we do impact plays first, kind of showing plays that were great in the game, plays that weren't so great in the game, things that we could have done differently. Watch all the special teams, and then split up in position groups and watch the film, and then after that it's over. Now we got to move on towards Northeastern State and get these kids prepared and get them ready. Get the hangover out of them. We can't have a setback here. We got to prepare them just like we do for every game, and we got to be hard on them and making sure they're doing things the right way, and not let them slack. Because if we let them slack, Northeastern, they got some decent players, and then they're going to step up and they're going to try to win this last game as well. I'm sure it's going to be their senior day, and they want to go out with a bang. So we got to be prepared. We got to be focused, and we got to come ready to play and play hard.
Well, and who knows what happens beyond Saturday, if there is any postseason opportunities or not. That'll take care of itself and be played out after the game. But for some, it may be the last time they play college. Well, obviously for your seniors, could be the last time they play college football, and they'll remember that. And you want to go out the right way. And this team has played so many games the right way and has won a lot of football games. Obviously, they don't want even, you don't play well and you win. You want to go out and play it hard, play it right, and know you left it on the field. And if it is your final game in the black and gold, that you played it the right way and you played your best in that game.
Yeah, you do, and I think we got that group of kids that aren't going to take anyone lightly. They want to finish strong. They do want to tie that record. I think last year's group was the record holder, so at least you tied them. But these kids they're resilient. They're going to work hard. They're going to do everything they can to play well and be physical and make plays and score touchdowns and get interceptions and create turnovers and sacks and all those things. It's just the type of kids they are. I mean, they're not going to look past anyone. They're going to come in today hurting just like I am and the rest of the staff. But after today, we got to let it go and we got to go back to work. And these kids will do it.
And it's interesting. I mean, it's Tahlequah. It's kind of like when you go play at Lincoln. There's probably not going to be a lot of people there. It's a unique environment down there. It's a long trip. You'll be one of those again. You travel, probably stay in Tulsa, I'd imagine, and go over on game day. So it can be challenging. You get on some of these road trips, especially in the MIAA, regardless of who the opponent is. They're unique environments for some of these, and you really got to bring it yourself to get that energy and emotion to play the game the right way.
It is, there's not going to be a lot of people there. It's long travel. I mean, it's 5.5 just for us to get to Tulsa. Then we got to go another hour and a half the next morning, to get to Tahlequah. So that'll be a little bit of an adjustment for our kids too, because we got to get it up a little bit earlier. Pregame meal will be an hour earlier than what it usually is, and all those things in chapel too. So, it will be an adjustment. It's still, we still got to prepare for this football game. We still got to get ready, and we can't let travel, be, something that's going to hurt us on this trip, because we're used to traveling. We've had some long trips, some really, really long ones. Central Missouri first of the year was a long one. Lincoln was a long one. This is a long one. So, Pittsburgh State was a long one. So, it seems like they're all 5 hours, 6 hours long. But, we can't let we can't have a hiccup here. We got to finish strong and do it the right way.
Yeah, the way the schedule went, you had all the long ones. Other than Missouri Southern would be a little bit longer than Pitt State. That was the only one. You had the longest you could have on your schedule this year. Well, we hope it's a good week of practice. I know your team will bounce back and get through it like all the Tiger fans will, and hopefully finish this thing out strong and see what happens after that. But one final time, and football's a special sport in that regard. You kind of become a band of brothers when you play. And for that group of seniors, and we touched on them a little bit last week, 17 of them who have meant so much of this program, some transfers, a lot of them 5-year and 4-year guys. They will be sorely missed, but among the best who have ever played in a Fort Hays State uniform.
Yeah, they are, and great group. They're going to be missed very much, and we got to go finish strong. And I'm proud of them. No matter what the season holds for us right now, I'm still so proud of them for everything that they've done for this program.
Well, and it says a lot about them. We're talking about potentially going out 8-3, and everybody's like, man, it's kind of a rough year. 8-3. Even 5 years ago for going 8-3 and being a little disappointed, I think says, one, maybe the expectations are crazy, but I know you like them, but it's just, that says a lot about Fort Hays State football right now. We're 8-3, and you're kind of thinking about what if and maybe a disappointing season.
Yeah, you are. My first season here, we were 4-7, and we thought that was a great season.
Yeah, we're throwing parties.
Then we went 5-6, 6-5, and just kind of slowly grew, and then 8-4 to the first bowl game, and then lost it. Then we went to another bowl game and won it, then won the conference, and then was co the next year, and now this year just a little bit of a step back, but they've done a lot. This is a tough conference, to win year in and year out, but I think we're still one of the top teams in this conference. I really truly do.
Well, I think you showed that on Saturday against one of the premier programs in Northwest. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice. We'll see you in Tahlequah.
Thanks, Gerard.
There you go, head coach Chris Brown of the Tigers. That'll be a 2 o'clock kick. We'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. From Tahlequah and the Auto World pregame show. And don't forget, you can watch Tiger Talk online at HaysPost.com. Of course, it's on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. And, of course, as we said, online anytime at HaysPost.com. The program brought to you again today by our fine Premier Tiger sponsors, the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, part of the University of Kansas Health System, the Taco Shop, Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, BTI, G&L Tire and Automotive, and, of course, our great friends here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th in Hayes. Busy week again. Tiger women basketball at home. We'll have them. Tiger men, and, of course, the football game Saturday from Tahlequah. We'll be back next week with another Tiger Talk right here on the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wertenberger Construction.